Hello and welcome. Today in this video we are going to use this element, this red element, that is the motor shield L298 to control a motor. Uh, in this picture we got the circuit, and in the lower left corner you got the circuit in the breadboard. Before we start, I want to show you something important. If you remember, I explained you previously the problem with this kind of motors, and the problem is on the quality for the electrical connection. As you can see, this is almost done, it's about to fall, and the problem is because all the electrical connection and all the mechanical attachment it's produced by this little metallical surface. This metallical surface it's really slim, really easy to break. So if you are not careful and you start moving this away, it may fall like this. You see, it fall, the black one fall apart, and now this motor is completely useless. Now there is no way for me to provide connection, and this motor is useless. You need to buy a new one. That's why I repeat over and over, use this carefully. In this case, for me it's not a problem because I got a lot of motors. I'm going to use this little one whose electrical connection it's, well, maybe it's the same. No, it's stronger, so it's not a problem. And now let's get started. If we check the circuit, we need to provide power from the Arduino card to the breadboard. As always, we need to, I'm sorry, here it is, the power from the Arduino card to the breadboard. We need to connect a button. One side of the button it's connected in positive line, and the second part of the connection goes to input number 4 on my Arduino card. Don't forget the resistance to ensure the ground signal. If you remember, if we don't provide this extra connection, we may get fuzzy signals. It might be 0, it might be 5 volts, it may be 3.3 volts, and we don't like that, right? Digital system don't like that, so we need that extra connection. So let's provide these connections first, and then we may continue with the motor shield. So I'm going to change this. Let me change the focus. Yeah, maybe like this, it's okay. And as you see, I got my power connection from this side of the breadboard to this side already here, and I'm going to use the Arduino card. I'm using the red connector from the 5 volts pin. The first one is B in GND 5 volts. So let me see, there it is. Well, not good enough. Let me change the focus. Come on, move. There it is, 5 volts, and then this 5 volts goes in the red line of my breadboard. The same goes for the negative connection. Remember, the color it's useful. The color of the jumpers it's useful for you to follow the circuit and to identify errors in your circuit, but it's not mandatory, it's not so important. So if you don't want to use the same colors, it's not a problem. So there it is. Red goes to 5 volts, black goes to GND, and then I got my connections in my breadboard. Now I need to use my button. Remember, it doesn't matter the position. The position is not important. Here on my breadboard, on my diagram, I put it in here, but it's not important. You can choose any place. Let's say here in the middle. Yeah, why not? I like that position. Sometimes you bend the legs and then you need to bend the legs back to the original position. That it is. And don't forget, we need to provide positive connection to one side of the button. It's up to you. Here I hope you can see the metallical legs, and then we can use this side of the button or we can use this side of the button. It's exactly the same. Fortunately, here on the video you may be able to see this metallic leg and the second one. So any of them should be connected to positive. I'm going to use the first one. So there it is, my positive connection. You need to be careful. You see, the red wire is directly connected in the same line with the leg in the button. The second leg should be connected to the port number 4 or in the Arduino card, and we need to ensure the zero logic signal. For this we use a resistance from GND to the leg connection. You see, this connector leg of the resistance is in the blue line, GND, and the second one it's connected in the same breadboard line. If you follow the line, we get the second leg of my button. So let's go back to the circuit. Here it is, and we got this connection positive and we got this connection negative. If you follow these instructions, all we need to do is to connect the negative, the grounded leg, to the port number 4 in my Arduino card. So I'm going to provide this connection using again a male-to-male connector. So the one I connect in to the ground using the resistance, I use my jumper here, and now I put this connector on my port number 4. There it is, my input, my digital input on my Arduino card. Why did I choose port number 4? Well, because in my program I said that. Here it is. You see, I choose port number 4 on my Arduino card as my pin button. If you want to change it, you can change it. You can write port number 9, and then of course you need to change the connection to port number 9. But I want to use port number 4. And look, the input signals to control the motor should be connected to port number 2 and port number 3. So this is motor number 1 and motor number 2. Remember, motors have two connections. This one, this little one, it's one connector, and this is a second connection. So if we provide positive connection here and negative connection here, the motor is going to spin in this way. If we change the polarity, if we get a GND here and 5 volts here, it spins in the opposite direction. So we need to control the polarity for these two connections. That's why in my program I call the ports motor 1, port 1, and motor 2, 1 again, sorry, port 2. So I need to control this using ports number 3 and port number 4. Back to my circuit, sorry, this is it. As you can see, this is the control signal, port number 2 and port number 3, and it goes into this side of the motor shield. So let's go back to this. As you can see, we got 4 free connections on this part of the motor shield. The first 2 connections are used to control this part of the motor shield, and the second 2 connections, this second, are used to control this blue connector. So with this motor shield we may be able to control 2 motors. I'm just going to control a single motor, so I am using this one and this one, and then I'm going to connect the motor here. Now, something important about these connections, these connectors, as you can see, we got some metallic elements inside of the connectors, and upwards we got some screws. Then we need to use a screwdriver in order to spin the screw inside of this connector, and I hope you can see this. As I start spinning, in this case the metallic element goes down, you see, and if I change the direction, the metallic element should go up. Okay, maybe it's not so easy for you to see, but it is easy for me to show you how this works. This time, students, I need to use a this is going to work, male to male connector. So I try to put this inside and it's impossible. It doesn't fit because all the surface went down and now it is impossible to put it in. I need to unscrew the metallic element so the metallic surface moves upwards. I can put the metallic element inside. I screw again the metallic surface so it goes down and it push or it catch the connector, and this way we got the electrical connection and the mechanical attachment. So right now the metallic element is downward, and if I try to put it, it's impossible. It doesn't fit. Let me unscrew this so the metallic surface move upwards. Actually, you don't need to spin the screw too much. I guess this is enough. You see, now it fits, but if I pull it, I can remove the connection, and I don't want that. So I'm going to screw the connector back. Don't push too much because you may damage your connector, and that's it. You see now, okay, not so tight, maybe harder, maybe one more try. Yeah, that's it. Now we got this mechanical attachment. Okay, you see, not so tight, so maybe something like this, it's good enough. Don't pull too much. And I'm going to do exactly the same for my second connection. It is free. I put it inside and then I screw the connector back, and I got some tight attachment. Of course, if you pull too much, it may fall apart, but we don't want that. So this is the connection to my motor. In your case, it should be easier because you should have 3 wires to connect into the motor shield. You see, it fall apart, but this should be the original wire, so this should be here, and all you need to do is to put this element inside of the connector. Now, according to my diagram, we just put this connection, but also we need to get this external power connection. So we need to include also male-to-male connections on this part of the motor shield. So let's do it exactly the same as we did previously. There is nothing new. Remember, I recommend you to use highly contrast colors so you don't get confused. And then I'm going to put my positive connection, and in the middle is the GND connection. They are not tight at all. There is no tight attachment right now. I need to screw the connector back so I got the proper attachment. Sorry, it is easier for me if I screw this way, but I guess you get the idea. Now I got a good tight attachment, and don't forget the middle one, it's GND, and the it should be from the up view, the left connector should be VCC 5 volts. It could be 12 volts. So right now we are just going to use 5 volts. So let me put this the proper way. This is it. Positive and negative. Maybe it's not so clear. Let me change the focus. There it is. Do you see the yellow one? It's the one in the left, goes to the red line, positive. The brown one connected in the middle goes to the blue line, the negative connection. And now I'm going to put this in my motor like this. I need to do this because this is another motor, but for you it's going to be easier. And there it is. So now it's time to send the program to the Arduino card and start using the program. Remember, every time we send the program into the Arduino card, we need to remove the power connections from the circuit to the Arduino card, because to send the program into the Arduino card we need all the power. So let me put this. Okay, you need to be careful. There it is. I got my connection. Let's change the view. There it is. I got my program. Where is my program? Here is my program. This is it. And I'm going to send the program. Okay, you see a new COM port. Usually it was connected on COM number 2. Suddenly the name of the port changes and it's okay. COM number 6, I need to be sure. Tools, Arduino port, it's COM number 6, very good. Arduino 1, excellent, and let's send the program. The program transfer process starts. After a while we got subido if you got it on Spanish, or done uploading if you got it on English. And that's all we need to do in this part of the program. Let's go back to the real circuit, and I'm going to put the power back. So negative to negative, positive to positive, and as soon as you get this, it should start working. Maybe we got a... Oh no! I forgot the control connections. Hahaha. None of you noticed this, right? Of course, I missed this part. The control ports, the control connections. Let me show you. The Arduino card should send control signals to the motor shield. So I forget port number 2 and port number 3 from my card. I missed that part. You should told me, students. It's hard for me to remember. So this time I need male to female connectors. These kind of connectors. Okay, not so clear. Let me change. There it is. Yeah. So you see on this side of my connectors I got connector ports like needles, and in this side I got only the input connections. That's why this is male to female connectors. That's the name. And then I'm going to put the female part of the connectors here on this port. This is going to be the blue one, and this is going to be the purple one. There it is. And now I should connect this, the purple and the blue, in port number 2 and port number 3 on my Arduino card. Actually, students, the order or the position is not important. You can change it. You can put purple on port number 2 and blue on port number 3, and it is going to work. You can change the order and it is also going to work. I want to change the focus. Let me see. Not so good. Okay, that's it. So now you see I got my connections on port number 2 and 3. And now let me put the power back. Remember, never provide connections with the power connected to your circuit. I remove the power connections, I provide the proper connections, and I get the power back. So there it is. As soon as I get this connection, my motor starts moving. Maybe it's not so clear. Let me change the focus. There it is. You see, it's spinning on this direction, and when I press my button, the polarity changes. Maybe right now this is positive and this is negative. When I press my button, the polarity changes, and as you can see, the spin direction changes. I hope this is clear enough. If not, let me try to attach something here so you can check this properly. Okay, maybe this is not the best option, but there it is. You see, okay, I need to be careful. So I press this and it changed the direction. Woo, really good. And that's it. I hope this video was useful for you, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you the next time. Bye bye.